Launching a startup has become a lot cheaper and easier than before, but most startups still face dismal odds of success. In this video, I'm going to outline 3 mindsets I've learned over the years as a founder that could help you 10x your odds of success. Hi there, if you're new to this channel, my name is Ash Moria. I'm an entrepreneur and author and the creator of the one-page business modeling tool, Lean Canvas. On this channel, I share systematic strategies and techniques for starting and growing a business. Now, since this video is about increasing startup odds of success, let's start by defining how we are going to measure startup success. An idea typically takes 7 to 10 years on average to reach its full potential, but I'm not going to use that as the success milestone for a couple of reasons. First, because different founders have different definitions of success. Some people value freedom and want to build a small company that gives them autonomy, while others value power and may want to build a 1,000-person company or a unicorn. Now, while I think it's critical to get clear on what type of founder you are before getting too deep into the startup game, I've linked another video here where I take on that topic in case you're interested. But irrespective of how you define your idea's full potential, all ideas go through a pivotal inflection point which also serves as a reliable leading indicator of success, and that is product market fit. Now, product market fit is another one of those overloaded terms with many varying definitions out there. So to keep things simple, I'm going to define it as the inflection point in the hockey stick when a business model starts to work repeatedly and is ready to transition into scale. According to data from some of the top accelerators and investors and from my own experience building products and coaching teams, it takes roughly 2 years to achieve product market fit, and 80% of products never get there. Now, this 2-year product market fit rule isn't absolute, but it is a good rule of thumb that you can witness in both solopreneur type businesses as well as VC-backed unicorns. And an 80% failure rate means that only 20% or 1 in 5 startups will get to product market fit. So how do we improve these odds? This brings us to the first mindset. The first mindset is separating your success as a founder from that of your idea. Too many founders over-index on their initial idea, but it has been shown statistically that most initial ideas don't work. More than 2/3 of all successful startups report drastically changing their initial idea along the way. And so what that means is that what separates successful founders then isn't necessarily starting with a perfect idea or a plan A, but finding a better plan B or C or Z before running out of resources. And because good ideas are rare, you have to be prepared to go through lots of ideas and realize that most of them are going to be bad versus good ones. The challenge, of course, is that all ideas sound equally amazing and crazy at the beginning, and so it's not easy to tell good ideas from bad ones. And that is your true job as a founder. Your job isn't to make your original idea work, but rather find an idea that can turn into a repeatable and scalable business model. You increase your odds of success when you can vet good ideas from bad ideas quickly, which brings us to the second mindset. Shorten your idea cycle time. Idea cycle time is the time window or runway you give each idea before you kill it off and move on to another one, or pivot the same idea to something better. Waiting too long to pivot away from a bad idea is another one of those top contributors to startup failure. Now, while I agree that product market fit is a significant milestone for a startup, I don't recommend using it for your idea cycle time because 2 years is still too long. If you gave each of your ideas 2 years of runway to achieve product market fit, with a 20% success rate, you would think it would take up to 5 idea cycles or 10 years on average to find one successful idea that hits product market fit. It's actually a lot worse than that. As Benny Howes reminded me after my first take on this video, this is not how probabilities work. You can look up the math yourself on this page, and here's how the numbers actually play out. Even after 10 years, your success rate doesn't go up to 100%, but just 67%. In order to hit an 80% success rate, you would need 14 years. To hit 90%, you would need 21 years. And in order to hit a 95% success rate, you would need 27 years. In professional sports betting, 55% is considered a great success rate. VCs use a 10% success rate across their portfolios. But in both of these cases, betting is done with a leveraged asset, money. As a founder, you bet with your time, which you can never get back. Plus, there is opportunity cost. While you're working on your startup, you aren't working on other things. For these reasons, I recommend being much more conservative and stricter about your odds and basing your calculations on the 90% success rate scenario. One way to increase your overall success rate is to shorten your idea cycle time. This would allow you to fit more idea iterations into the same window and you take more shots on goal. How short could you make the idea cycle time? How about 90 days or 3 months? It's obvious that 90 days is much shorter than 2 years, but it's still long enough to test some of the riskiest assumptions in any idea. This is where a different milestone comes in: problem solution fit. Compared to product market fit, which takes 2 years to achieve, you can achieve problem solution fit with any type of idea in just 90 days. This means that instead of testing one idea in a 2-year period, you could potentially test up to 8 ideas in that same time frame. If we assume that the success rate of each idea iteration stays the same at 20%, shrinking your idea cycle time by 8x increases your odds of success also by 8x. Now, granted, problem solution fit does not address all the same risks as product market fit, and an idea can still fail post problem solution fit. I'd still argue that your overall success rate goes up by an order of magnitude, and here's why. From earlier, product market fit is a measure of a working business model ready for scaling. To achieve product market fit, you need to have a product with demonstrable traction that addresses a big enough monetizable problem in a big enough market. Problem solution fit, on the other hand, is a measure of a business model ready for a new product. In other words, it helps you sidestep one of the top contributors to startup failure, building a product that doesn't address a big enough problem or a product that no one or not enough people want. And this brings us to the final mindset, mindset number 3. Invalidate bad ideas quickly. The tangible deliverable from problem solution fit is getting you to an evidence-based go or no-go decision on a new idea in 90 days. You do this by recognizing that the risk profile of startups has changed. Going back a decade, building products used to be hard and difficult and expensive. This isn't the case today. Given enough time, money, and effort, we can build almost anything these days. The challenge for most startups today isn't can we build it, but rather should we build it. The counterintuitive insight here is that you don't need a working product or an MVP to answer this question. And when you do answer this question favorably, you go from hoping people will buy your product to knowing that they will. I have a separate video on how to do this that I'll link up above. But the big takeaway here is that customer and market risks are far more critical for most startups today to address upfront than technical or product risks. Think of problem solution fit as validating demand for a product before wasting needless time, money, and effort building something nobody wants and burning through your idea cycle time. When you don't achieve problem solution fit with an idea, you don't simply give up and kill off that idea. If you follow the process outlined in the video above, you always end up with evidence on why the idea didn't work, which helps you either pivot to a better idea or avoid going down a dead-end path that would never work. Now, when you do achieve problem solution fit, success or achieving product market fit isn't guaranteed because you could still fumble on the execution of your product. But for the reasons I outlined earlier, while you'll still have real product risks, these risks are a lot lower than the customer and market risks you should have mitigated. In the last calculation, I kept the idea iteration success rate the same at 20%, but in practice, that number is a lot higher. This is because you aren't building a working product during problem solution fit, but using a demo sell build process. It's much faster to iterate on a demo than a working product. That said, I would still allocate up to 2 90-day cycles for the problem solution fit stage, which comes from data we have collected from thousands of teams who have gone through our flagship Bootstart program, which covers that journey from idea through problem solution fit. Yes, it is possible to achieve problem solution fit in 3 months across any type of product, but most of the teams we coach don't achieve problem solution fit on their first try. We have found that it typically takes up to 2 90-day cycles or 6 months to achieve problem solution fit. And I attribute a couple of reasons to this. First, the mindsets and skill sets needed to achieve problem solution fit are very different from how people have traditionally been taught to build products. For instance, you don't start with a build-first approach, but a traction-first approach. You don't build a product and then try to sell it. You learn to sell before you build. And most importantly, you have to start with a business model that has a fighting chance of hitting your definition of success, or there is no point in pursuing the idea in the first place. Mindset change, like habit change, doesn't happen overnight. Like a good tea, some steeping time is required. This is why some students take a few days, but others need a few weeks to internalize this new way of working. Now, even when students learn how to vet good ideas quickly, the most common result we see is that they end up killing their first bad idea, because remember, good ideas are rare and hard to find. This is still a success in my book because not only do they avoid going down a dead-end path sooner, but more importantly, they learn how to search for a better idea next, which always goes a lot faster the second time around. So where does this all leave us with my earlier claim of 10xing your overall startup success rate? So if we assume it can take up to 2 90-day cycles to get to problem solution fit, that gets us to the 6-month point. Remember that at this point, you have validated demand for your product and your primary risks shift to product execution. If you manage these cycles well, you should be able to hit product market fit within the 2-year mark, increasing your overall success rate. Now, even if you add an extra year or two to the journey, your odds of success are still significantly better than the alternative. If you enjoyed this video, I've got lots more videos like these ones coming. Please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.